Hi. My name is Ott, and I'm the Chief Data Officer of Estonian government. As many of you know, Estonia is a really digital country. 97% of the whole government is digital. We have e-citizenship or e-residency. We have e-elections. We have e-ambulance and so on. But this brings us to the next question: how we can transform the government even further to turn the government seamless, proactive, make the services personalized. And for us, the answer is AI. Our goal towards using AI started last year in August. And we have an ambitious goal of having 50 AI use cases in the government by next year. We have a really broad approach towards AI, so from the public sector to education. As I mentioned, one of the ideas is to make government seamless. So a citizen wouldn't need to contact the government to get services. And we truly believe AI allows us to do that. We already have live event services online, but these are simple architectural developments and they don't require AI. So for instance, if a child is born, you no longer have to register them to kindergarten. The same way, if a student studies well, is from a low-income family, they would receive the grant or subsidy from the government instead of asking for that. So making the government as thin as possible, but at the same time enhancing people's current skills. So this brings us to the question, how AI fits in. And AI helps us to notify citizens when they should study something to make them more valuable in the work labor market. One part of having this kind of a huge uptake of AI is that we provide components centrally. So everything the government does, if possible, is made open source. All of you are welcome to use it as well, from chatbots to NLP. Everything we do, we try to be as transparent as possible. We currently have 16 AI projects in the government. So projects that are finished, that are used on a daily basis. We have close to 14 projects ongoing, and close to 25 projects ask for funding for the upcoming year. So we truly are on the track record to have those 50 projects we set out a year ago by next year. But now let's talk about what we actually have done. So, you know, it's a beauty contest. People are often talking what AI can do and what it cannot. So, agriculture. Our government pays out close to 200 million euros each year. And we have only one small requirement. You have to actually mow the farmland as well. So far, we have carried out this kind of on-spot analysis, going to the farm, checking whether something has been done or not. And every time we told the farmer, you haven't actually mowed the land, so we gave you, 500,000 euros, and they actually did nothing, then the farmers replied, I'm going to do it next week, or I actually mowed the land a week ago. So we actually never knew what's going on. No longer. We actually now saved, with the first year, 650,000 euros. The same way, I actually messed up. The slides are so similar. This is the agriculture example. The last one was unemployment agency. Similar color, happens. So in the unemployment example, when I go back, we match people instead of government official doing that. So we went from 58% success rate to 71%. What does it mean? People are, after 6 months, employed longer. So we assume people get a better recommendation, they find more suitable job, and we actually reduce the unemployment rate in the country as a whole. Detection of cars, similarly to garbage detection, are areas where we just replace the human aspect. But at the same time, we get a more relevant picture of what is actually going on in the government, in the country, A crucial part of what we do is transparency and security. Here, similarly, people already can see when the government accesses their data, how their data is being used. But to make sure that no one misuses their trust, we are actually using machine learning as well in our data exchange layer, X-Road. But the safety doesn't only happen in digital sphere. We also do it physically. So the police gets a heat map where it's most likely that the next traffic violation will happen. But this is really a dumb example. Sorry. The similar way, as I mentioned satellite image analysis earlier, we are able to save over 1 million euros by detecting where there is ice and where ice-breaking vessels have to go. If someone doesn't know, ice-breaking vessels cost a lot of money to the government. And if we are able to use it more efficiently, then the savings will even increase. Chatbots. I love those examples. This is, I guess, one of the most widespread use cases in the Estonian government. But here, just my own personal take from the projects we thus far have, is that don't give up if the outcome isn't what you expected. It almost never is when it comes to chatbots. So people expect that it replaces their own customer service, only to find out maybe only 20% of the questions is being answered. But we also look towards healthcare sector. So when I mentioned before that we try to make everything seamless, this is actually one of the examples we truly invest in. So calling and giving doctors a chance to know when a patient should come in, instead patients coming when there is something wrong with their health. The project was funded by World Bank, and now we are able to detect, for example, a person with diabetes and epilepsy should come to the doctor every 2 months. Instead, I should have a regular checkup every year. So we keep track on how people's health is going to optimize it. And similar things happen in different areas, from road prediction, how to and where invest. NLP, again, we understood early on that Estonian language, unfortunately, is not something that Google, Microsoft invests in. So 1 million people, we have to do it ourselves. And the funny story, we started to analyze sentiment. What people think, citizens think about government. We found out everyone hates tax authority, but we don't know what to do with it. So at least we know it. And cardiac arrest. And this brings us that even if we know something, we right now don't have the processes in place to change it. We are able to detect heart attack, cardiac arrest, 3 minutes before it happens. But medicine is still not there to save the people. And we hope to get it up to 1 hour before. But it's only happening in the hospital setting. Speaker identification, allowing us to save like 30 people's time on something that they do it manually right now. Crime prevention, extending the traffic. And robot charge. This always gives people a shivers, but we actually plan to start with this project this year, and we have already carried out kind of pre-analysis on what's possible and what's not. So as you see, it's possible to do stuff. And we really believe that transparency, sharing our use cases and our experience is at the heart of that. So if any of you would like to collaborate, share your experiences, then we are always welcome to do that. So let's build the world together. Thank you.